taking the country by storm.
This is NerdRadio.
It is. It's Nerd Radio. I won't Valiant Summer, I promise. It's Chuck Bean hanging out with Al Beck and James for another week in Nerd Radio, wherever you get your podcast, and of course on the internet on twitch.tv at
twitch.tv/checkpointxp. Wednesday mornings, usually around 11:30.
Absolutely. You can see our smiling faces. You can see what Al looks like when he yells at me in
Smile,
German.
Al.
Interrupts. Yeah, dance monkey.
Yeah, I was going to continue the German bit when we started this next segment, but then you played that production that sounds like came out of
Mr. and Miss America.
Sounds like it came out of World War II, and suddenly it feels very inappropriate.
Yeah,
so we're just gonna
poor timing. Yeah. Good call, Al. Very good use of discretion.
You're gonna just skate right past that.
Speaking of which, was there ever a Mr. America?
What do you mean?
Like, so in that little piece of imaging,
Yeah.
the guy's like, attention, Mr. and Miss America and all ships at sea.
Right.
So I know there's a Miss America, like the beauty pageant. Was there
Sure.
ever a Mr. America?
Oh, there had to be. Yeah, like the bodybuilding
No, Mr.
thing.
Universe.
Yeah, it's Mr. Universe.
Yeah, but I'm sure there was a Mr. America.
Dude,
It's probably the
Need to start a Mr. America.
lower down.
Need to start a Mr. America.
Well, you're the
now.
one. You're the one working on getting some sweet
I
abs.
know.
You could be
I'm
Mr.
working
America.
on my road to hunkdom. I'm going to be the first Mr. America.
You've already got the thong for it.
There he is, Mr. America.
I just like being a part of a podcast that included the phrase, well, you're the one working on getting some sweet abs.
Al, you could be working against the sweet abs too if you want.
Yeah.
I'm doing so many sit-ups, but they're still buried under all this pizza.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
hey,
well.
you'll be good if somebody ever goes to punch you right in the stomach and they hit those abs.
That's
Like,
right.
oh my gosh.
It would be like a brick wall.
Yeah, just punch the cement block.
Follow us on social media at Nerd Radio 101, and a little peek behind the curtain. So we are on Twitch Wednesday afternoons at 11:30. That is when we record the show, and then the podcast goes up on Friday morning.
Yeah.
Now, between Wednesday and Friday, a
Oh, yeah.
very important event is going down, and that is the first episode of
Yes,
Picard is going to be on the CBS All Access. I know, Al, you are so excited
Yes.
to get a look at this show. Now,
It scared me for a second. I thought I was missing out on something really important. I was like, what?
well, you
Something
can play
important.
you can play along here because this is what I want you to do. So, for people who are listening to the podcast, the first episode has already happened, but we of course haven't seen it. So, I want you to tell me what you thought of the first episode of Picard, as if you've already seen it, and it's Friday.
I just scraped the pants off of myself because they were stuck. Just
Oh,
Yeah.
pitching a
You're
tent,
just
huh?
so
Beautiful.
excited about it.
I
Yeah.
didn't realize you were so hot for Picard.
Well, he is a beautiful elderly man. I got to
It's
tell
true.
you that Patrick Stewart.
What
We're
what
learning
is,
a lot about Al today. He's in the grandpas, man.
Ian McKellen gave him a kiss. At the
He
premiere.
did. He did. I would too.
It was
Had
adorable.
to feel your
He-
pants off after that, too.
Yeah. The man, it's amazing. Like, joking aside, Patrick Stewart aged to like 60 years old by the time he turned 40 and then just stopped.
Right.
He hasn't
That's
aged
true.
since.
Yeah,
It's
he's
like he
always
hit
looked at it.
perfection.
Yes, because he was like, go
that
back
was
and
it.
watch Next Gen. He's in his 40s during that, and he looks older than he is.
Right.
But he hasn't aged since. Like, in the last 30 years, he's aged maybe 10.
That might be an advantage to losing your hair at an earlier age.
It could be.
Is that it? Wherever you are at
Yeah.
once it goes away.
Yeah, that's how you're gonna look. Oh man, maybe I should just shave my head.
Yeah.
And stay. Maybe I'll still stay this handsome.
Yeah,
Just
like
like
wonder if
hair.
they had
Steve
to-
Martin's another one. Steve Martin went white
Yeah.
hair super young, and he hasn't really aged
That's
much
where-
since.
That's where I'm headed.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's
Oh,
got the salt
boy.
and pepper
That's where I'm
coming.
headed.
Yeah.
And when Robbie makes fun of me for being the old man, I'm like, dude, I want to be Doc Brown. I want to have long white hair.
Yeah.
I want to walk into
Please,
rooms
dude.
going, Marty.
Yeah.
So
But no, I obviously,
I have news from the future.
as we record this, I have not seen it yet. I've been super excited about this for a long time.
no, as you're listening to it, Al has seen the first episode, and as you heard it, it's very good.
You know,
I
it's-
was surprised. They said that Hugh was going to be in it. I thought Star Trek fans figured it was the Borg. I didn't know they meant Hugh Jackman. I didn't know he brought him along from X-Men, and he was going to be in this show. So
Shut the fuck up, okay? Like,
just saying.
Is that a spoiler or is he just?
no, it's not a spoiler. he's just messing with me
James, it's
over
a
there.
bit. Make some shit up about Star Trek.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, we're making up stuff about Star Trek.
Make
I
up
heard
shit
they're gonna go visit some planets from Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
No.
You got a 2-camera setting over there, James? I'm leaving.
Oh no.
Well, here I can just delete you out. I've learned how to use some of this software on my own time, so I can just delete your cam right there, and then I got to go beg Rick from Checkpoint XP
To fix
to
it.
put it back in.
Yeah.
Please
Oh,
fix my mistake.
It was a hilarious bit that turned out to be okay, and we really jacked up the Twitch stream. Somehow we changed the URL. I don't even know.
Okay, so a couple of things. You mentioned Star Wars, and this is something I forgot to talk about when we were talking about The Mandalorian. Did you guys see a CGI artist made a baby Jabba?
Yeah.
For those who haven't seen it, check this out on the Twitch stream here. I got it on my phone here. Some CGI artist made a baby Jabba the Hutt.
I don't know if he really made it or if he just ripped off the dinosaurs.
He does look like the dinosaurs
Not the
baby.
mama.
Yeah, for sure.
Not the mama.
Are we just going to get like Muppet babies, but it'll be Star Wars babies?
I'm
It'll
in
be
on
like
that show.
a tiny Chewbacca.
A live action show with just the baby creatures from the Star Wars galaxy.
Right.
I will watch that. They go on adventures.
Yeah.
Like imaginary adventures like the Muppet Babies cartoon.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Somebody please fund. We got to get this into the works.
Who's going to be, is Darth Vader nanny? Who's going to be the nanny?
I don't know. We have to find somebody. Maybe Princess Leia.
Maybe.
You know, it could be a Princess Leia. Like
I feel like there's got to be a baby Princess Leia.
She grew up like in royalty, so she could have all these crazy little baby creatures. That's
I mean, it's not going to be,
Baby
it's
creatures.
we could get a baby Rancor. Oh man, how cute would that
Yes,
be?
yes.
A tiny Rancor.
Dude, Baby Rancor would be pretty awesome.
I mean, it'd be kind of scary. He'd look kind of like a gremlin, but then
it'd be funny if they didn't look that gross. Like maybe once they hit puberty, they turn into the gross looking like creatures.
They grow about 40 feet and
and
drop half their teeth and look awful.
Well, do you remember Spaceballs where they spoof Alien?
Yes.
They got the little
guy. Hello, my baby.
Yeah, doing the Al Jolson thing. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's the Baby Rancor. Right.
That part of that movie actually really messed me up as a kid.
Oh yeah, Chris Burke's got a great baby Jar Jar be in there.
Yeah.
Who's the users?
Yes. He's wearing a helmet. Continue.
Yeah, no, man, I want to tell you about this, but I don't want you to leave. So I'm going to move on to a different story. We were talking about Patrick Stewart. James actually clued me in on this morning. So I believe it was during the press junket for the Picard series, somebody asked him about, with Marvel owning X-Men now, would he be interested in coming back to be Professor Xavier? And he said that there has been conversations about it. And he said if he hadn't have done Logan, he would be game to come back. But because Logan was so emotional and because him and Hugh Jackman both felt like they were saying goodbye to those characters, that he's not interested.
Love that.
Yeah.
I love that answer. I would love, obviously, to see Patrick Stewart continue as Professor Xavier. He's so good in that role.
No, he did a great job. But
that's the best.
Yeah, I would agree that it's time for like somebody else to.
And
step up.
who are you going to find to do it?
Professor X?
Who fits that bill as perfectly as Patrick Stewart to be Professor X?
I don't know. I certainly don't. I don't like the idea of him not returning because it's time for someone else to do it.
You know what that means to me? That means show me the money, Disney.
Yeah.
Show me the
maybe.
cash. You'll get Picard to take off his whatever uniform, his weird uniform, and put on the magnetic wheelchair.
Maybe he's trying to get some of that Star Wars money. Maybe he'll be in the next
put down
episode
the
of
comm
Mandalorian.
badge. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know
tell you
the
what,
Star Trek
I was trying to think of something for you, but I was trying to help you out.
Ever since X-Men: The Last Stand, when those were over and they were talking about rebooting the X-Men, I've had this in my mind forever. Do you guys remember John Locke from Lost?
Yeah.
This guy right here.
Yeah.
That's my
He
Professor
looks
Xavier.
more like a Magneto to me.
I would love to see
Give
this
him
guy's
some
Professor
gray hair.
Xavier.
But
I guess he could be a Magneto, though, now that you mentioned that.
He could be, yeah. No,
he's
that's
got
why.
like
That's why I want him as Professor Xavier, because in the comics, Xavier's kind of not a great dude. Like he puts on the facade of being
How
like.
dare you? Don't tarnish my image of Professor Xavier
No,
from the
Professor
X-Men
Xavier-
cartoons.
Listen,
Trying to save the young mutants
Kitty
from
Pryde.
discrimination.
Kitty Pryde said it best. Professor Xavier is a jerk. So.
Screw you, Kitty Pryde.
But no, I like the integrity behind that answer.
Absolutely.
You know, like we all were kind of under the impression that Logan was it, at least for those two guys.
Yeah.
And you know what? I mean, I'm sure they offered him money. I mean, maybe if they offered him a lot more money, they might change his mind. But I like that he was like, no. Like, we said goodbye, and you know, it's like, I don't know. Did we ever figure out if the Joker sequel was just, you know, trolls on the internet, or if that was really a possibility?
No, that's gonna happen.
It is going to happen.
Yeah,
So like that. Where's the integrity on that decision? Where you're like, here's that movie, and everyone thought it was great, and you're like, no. We never planned on going further, and but instead, $signs. You show them that, and they want to do another movie to try and make more. Whereas Patrick Stewart saying, no, like it was supposed to be the end.
Yeah.
And how long? What was like 98 or something? That first movie, 2000.
Oh yeah, it was close to like 2000, 2001.
Yeah,
The
so
end
it
of
was
his
like
high school career.
What, like
when that came out.
17, 18 years he was that character.
Right.
Decided to move on. So
Well, we'll
I don't
see
know.
when he's put in that nursing home, the celebrity nursing home, and he starts getting those bills. He'll realize, okay, I'm ready to be Professor X
Yeah.
again.
Well,
I
again,
gotta
the
pay
way
this guy $5,000 to change my diapers every week.
the way he ages, he'll be 112 by then.
Yeah.
So he won't.
Right.
By the time he gets put in a nursing home.
Speaking of streaming services too, I started watching The Witcher over the weekend.
Yeah?
On Netflix. Pretty cool. I'd never played the games, never read the books, so this is my first experience with The Witcher. But Henry Cavill's the lead character.
Oh, okay.
He's very
Is he believable with that white hair?
he's very stoic. The hair is not what's throwing me. What's throwing me is I don't know if they did it digitally or if he's wearing contacts, but he's got like bright orange eyes.
Okay.
And there's a lot of scenes where they kind of not zoom in on his face, but they stay on him, and it looks like his eyes are looking in two different directions, and it's freaking me out. And I don't know I don't know if Henry Cavill, like I want to go back and watch the Superman movie just to see if his eyes just do that.
Does he have a crazy eye that we didn't realize?
Yeah, or he's got some kind of lazy eye or something like that. But it's a great Game of Thrones replacement for people that are missing that. Not as much rape, just as much titty.
I love that.
Yep.
I love that. Lots more titty, no rape.
Yeah.
How about incest? How are we on the incest scale?
No,
of the
no,
Witcher?
Good
no.
question.
Yeah.
Good question.
All this, the incest and the rape, the stuff that you might make you a little queasy, that's off the
what
table.
about attempted child murder?
Just as much titty. I think there's been some child murder in there.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right. Well,
for
it's
sure.
a hit against
What
him.
about bestiality? Anybody? Any?
I ain't seen nobody bone
no
a
interspecies banging.
No.
I don't know. Was that one night lady hook up in Game of Thrones? That might count. She was
General Phasma or Captain
Big.
Phasma.
big lady.
She's amazing. She is a queen.
She
Great
was.
as Phasma.
Her performance was amazing, but yeah, it might count, James. It might count.
And while we're on the subject of Star Trek, too, a game that me and Al have both played, and hopefully,
yeah, and have tried to make plans to play again.
yeah. Well, we were gonna this weekend, but I don't think so. We're probably gonna try and get together on my Twitch and play it. Star Trek Bridge Crew. I just noticed yesterday on the PlayStation Network is $10.
Okay, I'll pick it up.
Yeah. So
For $10, I'll throw the $10 in.
yeah,
and
you can't.
we can all play with each other together.
Be
It'll
warned.
be like a Star Trek circle jerk.
Yeah.
When I'm the captain, I am a little bit of a tyrant.
That's what makes it fun.
Well, good. I can't wait to be disobedient.
Oh man.
Punch it, James. Be like, punch you.
Yeah.
Captain Al.
James,
You're
did you
not my
watch?
captain?
Did you watch the Spider-Man cartoon back in the '90s when you were a kid?
Yeah, a little bit.
Because I know
Yeah.
that Mike Pandoff was a big fan. Which, by the way, it's his
Because it
birthday.
was on. Happy birthday, Mike.
Happy birthday, Mike Pandoff. As,
But it was on Saturday mornings, right?
Happy
was.
birthday, Puddle Bitch.
I knew that was coming. Yeah.
Little bitch.
But there was a funny article. I'd forgotten about this. Morbius the Vampire was in that cartoon.
Yeah.
But because of it being a Saturday morning cartoon, they drastically had to change him as a character because they didn't want to have a vampire. One of the things that they changed in that cartoon that I'd forgotten about is you never see Spider-Man jump off a rooftop. If he's web swinging, he's always mid swing because they didn't want to give kids the impression that they could jump off
Oh
rooftops.
my goodness! I would have to go back and try to pay attention to that. I never realized that.
Yeah, or it's like G.I. Joe. Nobody in G.I. Joe ever had
Actually,
like actual guns. It was all
yeah.
lasers. So
Yeah,
it's the
the
same
weird
kind of
weapons,
thing.
and you never actually see anybody die. There's
Right.
Explosions, and everybody usually escapes.
So Morbius in the for those that aren't familiar, you can go back on Disney the Disney Plus service and check this out. Morbius used to consume plasma instead of blood. They didn't want you to say
That
blood.
rings a bell. Yeah, that rings a bell.
But the thing that's the most disturbing is he has the vampire fangs, but he wouldn't bite anybody. They put like little suckers on his hands, and he would. They look like little buttholes
So he takes his butt hands and then sucks the plasma out of people.
with his hands.
That rings a bell too, but so that's not how he actually does it in the comics and stuff.
No, he's a vampire. He,
Oh.
he bites people and drinks their blood, man.
I feel like this Morbius does not have butt hands because James would remember it much more vividly, I think.
Look at this page. Okay, now I don't have this
Yeah.
on my phone, but look at this on my
I know a
laptop.
butthole when I see a butthole.
Look at those buttholes.
James knows his butt.
Yeah,
his
they do look
hands.
like little cat buttholes.
Yeah,
Little
he's
cat
got little cat
Yeah.
buttholes on his hands.
Specifically.
Yeah, little cat buttholes.
It's like identifying an animal's droppings.
Man,
James
I hope they
knows-
include that detail on the Jared Leto Morbius. I want to see little cat buttholes on Jared Leto's hands.
On his hands.
Yeah.
I was floored. I didn't remember
Nate's
that at all.
cat does not look amused behind you, by
He
the way.
never does. He never looking over there.
It's like, you talk about my butthole?
Never happy about anything that's going on.
Yeah.
You leave my butthole out of the conversation.
I would love to make that the title of the episode.
Another episode title we cannot use.
You leave my
You
butthole
leave my
out of
butthole
this.
out of this.
Yeah, I feel like the company's digital department would not be too happy with that.
Oh my God. You guys are great at giving me content I can't use.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right.
Oh, no!
There it is. All right, let's take another
That's all I'm doing over here is waiting for a moment to play that.
play- oh, no, that's the
All
only
the
joke.
other stuff, I don't even.
You've got like
what's
12
this?
hits.
from a shoe.
Hit something else.
Not once, not never.
Thank you.
That was a random click and it ended up being perfect.
Fine.
All right. Auskicygness.
All right, well, let's take a short break. We got some video game news to talk about. It's the season of video game delays. And
Oh,
we'll tell
yeah.
you about that coming up next on Nerd Radio.